Well, good morning. Welcome back to DG Trades. I want to get into what is happening this morning after this momentous break of the all-time high in Bitcoin. And we're going to talk about Ethereum, Sol, ADA. We're going to talk about Luna, AMP, and a very speculative coin I'm looking at right now. But let's break into the technical, shall we? We saw this descending triangle. We broke the descending triangle. We are just on a tear right now. And something I wanted to point out here, if you look all the way to the right here at the RSI, this could be concerning for some people. We're starting to see all the way over in this area, the blue line start to dip and touch this red line on the daily. Now, you're seeing RSI at all-time highs too on the daily. Okay, so could be a little bit of concern, probably like a slight pullback, possibly. This is a nice finishing candles to see here where you've got a green, a red, and a green. It's kind of locking in price action. Usually, if this candle can finish green like this for the day, usually you see stability in that when you see this pattern form. Let me draw right here. When you see this and you're seeing the green, red, green, we'll see. We'll see if the candle finishes like that. And that could mean basically you get sideways action or, slight kind of downward momentum. Or you could see like a movement to the side or you could see a burst up. But it's generally speaking, kind of a locking pattern. The thing that's interesting to me is on the daily, it doesn't look too healthy as far as the RSI and the MACD. But when you're looking at the weekly, see, this is why I say for people to take a long-term view. When you're looking at the weekly, we see quite a different picture here. The MACD is looking like it is primed to ramp. All right. that is on a long-term basis, that looks great. I mean, like if we can see the MACD here when we have our highs from prior highs here, okay, we are nowhere near this, okay. We are just, looks like starting on this momentous, I think, rise that we're going to see. So I do think long-term we're going to bust up. I'm going to personally buy on dips. If we get anything under 60,000, I would consider to buy myself. Again, this is not advice, financial advice. These are my opinions. Okay, trade accordingly to your own risk appetite or lack thereof. Okay, so just be careful. Crypto, obviously, very, very volatile. Okay, so Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum. I didn't show you guys this yesterday, but I wanted to point this out. Let me draw this. Besides the cup and handle that I showed you on the weekly, let me show you the weekly here. I was showing you a pattern the other day, which is a very bullish pattern, and this is a cup and handle pattern. Okay, right here, that is a very bullish chart formation. But also on the daily, if we looked at the daily here, this is also very nice bullish pattern. So it's like two indicators for somebody who does technical analysis that are bullish signs, and I have very rarely seen these signs coexist with one another. And on the daily, you've got an inverse head and shoulders. Now, that is also a very bullish sign. So I am very bullish on Ethereum. Personally, very bullish on Ethereum. So I've got orders set for anything under 4,000. I think personally that is a screaming buy. I've got orders set up at 39.50, 39, 38, 37. If I can grab those, I will feel very comfortable. I currently have a position set at 36.50, and I'm doing nicely on it now. Again, you never know what could happen, but I personally I have a voracious appetite for Ethereum right now. Anything under 4. And we will continue to track that. But inverse head and shoulders and cup and handle pattern, yes, please. Looking nice. And like on any weakness, I'm going to jump on that like a hyena, yo. Just going to get in on that. Sol, congratulations for those of you in Sol right now. I'm in at 145 as my cost average. We are hitting 208 as we speak here, 208. All right. Could it be that Sol breaks its all-time high before Ethereum breaks its all-time high? That is an interesting setup right there. What is that saying about Ethereum, right? If Ethereum can't break its all-time high, but Bitcoin broke its all-time high, and Sol breaks its all-time high, but Ethereum doesn't, people are starting to say, hey, Sol over Ethereum. Sol over Ethereum. It's got a huge adoption rate. It's bringing in so many people, lower fees. It's gobbling up a lot of market share. Sol could be one of those like bang to the face, up to the moon. Even now, even after the run it had already had up to 216, which is its prior all-time high. If Sol is breaking its all-time high before Ethereum does, that is extremely bullish, like extremely bullish. We saw this descending triangle here. You saw a break. It went up. It tested back down here. I was gobbling, bites. Actually, not gobbling. I don't have that kind of money, but I was just taking little bites. 121, 131, 141, 151. You know, if this gets on weakness again, I might even. I'm trying to. Let's find a new level here. Let's draw some support lines. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. So I'm looking at 169. Let's draw support lines. They're no longer really resistance. Let's make those green. And 177. Let's draw that. So these are just lines I'm noticing corresponding with price action. You can, this is just part of technical analysis. And then let's get real close in on this and let's try and get an idea here. Let's go from let's get a baseline bullish trend here pattern, and let's see where we could go if we had like a horrendous drop here. I don't expect that we will, but you never know. Sol's a fast mover both directions. So let's draw our support line, and you can see this is the major support trend, bullish trend line. Right here is currently at 180. So very close to where we're seeing the support right here. And see, that's how technical analysis is done. It's no coincidence that when I'm drawing this bullish trend that we saw it line up almost perfectly with where I drew this support line. So like around the 180, maybe 181, I might even put some orders in around 181, try and snag it somewhere around there. But again, if this dips below 200, I'm looking at the 181 area for a limit order, and 181, probably 172-ish. I usually put my limit orders a little bit above my support lines. I know that's counterintuitive. Like, traders, really pro traders. I am a pro trader, by the way. Been doing this a very long time, but like people who have tons and tons of cash will usually set it a little bit lower because they've got so much cash. They're not too worried if they miss out. They're like, they want to get the extreme deals. When you have like lower amounts of cash, I generally set it a little bit above the support line just so that I'm sure that I catch it, because sometimes it doesn't hit all the way down to support, especially on things like this that are very highly sought after. And people are trying to get as much Sol as they can right now, and then we can see, I mean, like right now we're at the 208 area. We're going to test 216, and I'm very curious to see if this is just going to break all-time highs before Ethereum, because Ethereum has got a way to go. Ethereum, people are worried, this double top pattern on Ethereum here, like, oh no, it's a double top, and like I see some articles saying, oh, you better watch out, this is a double top. The thing is Bitcoin already broke its all-time high, right? I'm not too worried about a double top right now on Ethereum. Bitcoin already broke the all-time high. Usually Ethereum follows a little bit after Bitcoin. So like I said, anything under 4 personally, to me, screaming buy. With those two chart patterns, cup and handle and inverse head and shoulders, to me it's kind of like a no-brainer. But you never know. You got to keep things in balance too, because if the market starts tanking, if the equities market, stock market starts going down, generally drags down crypto as well. So that's something to be wary of. S&P setting new all-time highs this morning. Currently looking at stocks like NEO, even though you got the China fear and the regulation there. Currently looking at stocks CLSK, which is a Bitcoin miner, Clean Spark. So just so you know what I'm looking at in the equities markets, maybe I'll talk about those stocks. I'm also in the stock market as well. So let's get into, oh God, you poor holders of ADA right now in Cardano. I feel your pain. I am a holder as well. Cardano is just drifting to the side, and this is one thing that with Cardano is it is a lagging momentum coin. Like this coin can sit and sit and sit, and everything's going up, and then all of a sudden out of the blue, I've seen Cardano actually spike up, like on this spike up on the 148 area that I caught, and I sold around way too early. I sold around like 260-ish. You know, half of my position, and then I bought back a little too high, unfortunately. But my cost average on Cardano now is 228, so I'm actually down on my position with ADA now, but I've already made quite a bit of money with ADA, so I'm not too concerned. But like this bust out, when we saw this breakout from 148 all the way up to 310, this actually happened while other coins were going down. So this is the thing with ADA. It doesn't really move sometimes with other coins. It's kind of like, it's a really interesting coin here, but there's always sideways action with ADA. There's a lot of sideways action testing, you know, and I think it is a contender. I think long-term coin, great. Long-term view coin, great. You're not going to get the pops that you're seeing off of Solana. You know, the Solana is just its own beast right now. We're going to talk about Luna after this, but like I do think like right here, this is a major bullish trend line that we drew back from this breakout here, and I love to watch this. And we're seeing right now it lining up perfectly around the 187 area, and you had that crazy wick on Binance that's showing on that's showing here on this chart. I could talk about that and do a whole nother video on what we saw in that crazy break, that crazy wick on Binance. They called it a bug, you know. They called it a bug on Binance. It's just, please be careful with Binance. I'm just like, oof. You know, and some people got liquidated. Unfortunately, feel so bad for those people. Crypto is such a harsh game. Crypto is such a harsh game, man. You gotta be nimble. You have to be nimble, and you gotta be careful. You just have to trade and look at these things almost daily. If you have larger positions, you know, you gotta watch this stuff. So anyway, saw a huge spike up to 310, and you saw it come back all the way down to 2. Now it's testing 2, it's staying in the 2. Personally, to me, you know, I see these types of patterns. I always get a little concerned because shorts love these patterns where you have these big spikes up and then it just kind of flatlines. Shorts love to hit those. Shorts love to hit them, and they want to break them down. They want to break them down. The momentum's starting to break down. We're not hearing a lot of news about ADA. People are like worried. You know, Charles Hoskinson's off in Africa doing his thing, trying to get adoption in Africa, which I'm not quite sure is the best strategy because China's really involved with Africa, and China could say, hey, if you want Chinese investment in here, you better get crypto out of your country. And that's the only concern I have with ADA and the strategy that Charles is adopting. But Africa's a large country. You know, and you know, frankly, even though the Chinese influence is big there and Chinese investment is big there, I'm not quite sure if China was like, hey, Africa, get rid of these cryptos. We don't want you to be involved in cryptos. I don't think that Africa would be like, okay, China, we'll do what you say. You know, like they're trying to get as much investment opportunities as well. Money is money, greed is greed. And, you know, they're going to go ahead and I don't think that's as big a threat as some people are putting out there. I see that in Reddit forums. I see people worried about that. It is a strategy that's a little bit more questionable. I would love to see Charles get out there and start to like say, hey, DApps, DEXs, like let's focus on the things that Solana's focusing on, because these are the things that grow adoption. And that's why Solana is killing it. People are using Solana left and right for lower gas fees, and there's so much mass adoption on Solana right now compared to ADA. But ADA, again, long-term coin, long-term view, very, very transparent. Love what Charles is doing in terms of transparency. So, you know, I give him a lot of credit. Smart man, smart man. You know, sometimes the egos, sometimes, you know, he does love to be on camera. I get that. I understand that. Very polarizing. People love him or hate him. I also get that. I also understand that. But anyway, I think, like I said here, let's draw something that I'm noticing here is this consolidation right here. Could be good, could be scary. Okay, just so you guys know. Yeah, you're like, okay, great, DG, one way or the other. Well, that's trading. I personally, my opinion, if I see this dip under 2, great buy under 2. I mean, that, again, October through December are great months for altcoin season when we got Bitcoin breaking all-time highs and we have Ethereum testing things. Don't worry about the double top. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think we're seeing a double top. We have Solana that's going to be looks like 211 right now. It's literally testing as we speak. Let's see if by the end of the video we see a break. That would be fantastic. This is exciting. This is riveting. That would be, as we record here, let's see if it breaks. That would be like ridiculous right now. Again, if you're up quite a bit, scale out just a touch. I don't think yet. Personally, me, not yet. It's still early. With Cardano, RSI is below 50 right now. MACD having some issues here. It's just kind of coasting. It's just, it's just flatlining right now. But on something like this, you could see a spike. You could see a spike over a dump. Personally, like I said, anything under 2, looking pretty nice to me. Luna, I have a position set around 37. I'm doing nicely on it. It's now at 45. Luna, I think, has the ability to break its all-time high and just go to the moon, quite literally. Interesting synergies based off its stablecoin UST. I will put a link down below to some Luna content that I think you guys should look into. There's a guy named Sheldon Evans that I watch. Really informative video that he has out there about Luna 2000. Now, let's not get crazy. Let's not get moon boyish. But I do think that this has the ability to pop. I think there's quite an interesting team behind the creators of Luna, and I also like how their tokenomics are. I actually, the tokenomics based off the synergies of the stablecoin is very interesting, and not a lot of people are doing what Luna's doing. Some people are saying, oh no, like this, the tokenomics are not so great on Luna, but I don't think they understand the synergies between Luna and the stablecoin UST. I don't think people who are looking at it understand the tokenomics behind that. And with the wormhole that Luna has, that's basically feeding off of Sol, which might take some market share away from Sol, and people are, and again, I'll put more links down there, so I won't get too in depth with that, but I'll put links down there so you guys can research that. If you guys are interested in Luna, I think Luna personally is a buy. And we've got our support set at 33 and 37, a resistance area that looks like it just kind of sliced right through that I was watching quite a bit was this 43.57 area, and it kind of just, it was like 43.57. What? I think we might get a test back down at it. Here's the major bullish trend line that I'm tracking right now. As far as like a bearish kind of resistance line, all we had was starting from over here, and I think we're just starting with Luna personally. So I'm not even going to draw a bearish trend line yet. I think we're still in price discovery mode with Luna. And I think more and more people, because look at this MACD, look at this setup on the daily. That is just so nice. You're seeing this curve up, very, very nice what I'm seeing forming down here. RSI is a lagging indicator, so I've seen RSI go down and price go up. So don't worry too much about the RSI nearing towards the top here. We can see, look at this. RSI setup over here. Holy shkabolies, man. I mean, where are we at? RSI at 90 over there. RSI at 61 over here. So you can see at this point, RSI over 90, it was at 30, and then RSI dips. And as RSI is dipping, you're seeing price going up. So like people that are using RSI too heavily, just be careful about that. It's usually a lagging indicator. What I love is this MACD setup. What I'm loving is just seeing this. This is just like a whoosh, that just feels like a slope and a push, like right on up. So again, for people who are up on positions, just take a breath. Long-term view, I'm seeing like a push. Just be careful not to sell too early. And then if there's dips, don't be scared. Dips are great buying opportunities. Dips are the great buying opportunities. When everybody else is scared, you should be like, hey, Going to put that scared off to the side, and I'm just going to push, and I'm going to get those bags full. I mean, that again, opinion. Be careful, trade responsibly, set your stops. You know how we trade here on DG Trades. I'm just very excited. The excitement I feel is coming through the screen. Like I'm like right now, I'm very excited. Again, very dependent upon equity markets. Keep your eye on the S&P. Keep your eye on the Dow Jones, on the NASDAQ. Keep your eye on the general equities markets. Because if those equities markets get hit with something that's major, you know, if the Fed comes out and they want to, they're going to raise the rates, or, you know, like, and they're saying, okay, we're putting the brakes on inflation right now, we're going to get into a mode. That would be really stupid if they did that, by the way. That could really put us in a depression. Like, this is the thing. They have created their own monster. They have created literally their own monster with their money printing. And if they stop it right now, just boom, that's going to be bad for equity. So just be careful. Keep your eyes out for something that, of that news. That news comes out, yeah, you might want to start scaling out of positions in crypto a little bit sooner rather than later. AMP, holy shit. Holy shit with you, AMP. A speculative play. Not great with the tokenomics, but I love the utility of this coin. It is a collateral token. Still having issues. You know, this is concerning to me. I'm getting tired. Personally, and I know a lot of other Ampians are as well. We are seeing, there's so many lines on here, so apologies so much, but this top pink line here is a bearish trend line that I've drawn. And this green line is support from a very, very long time ago. And 4 to 6 cents seems to be the range right now where there's, you know, trading happening. And I believe that this at least this 4 to 5 cent area is a huge area of support for AMP. And we are testing the very top of this descending triangle right here. And it is just tapping on it and tapping on it. And I like to see this. I like to see when we're at the top end of a descending triangle. Always makes me feel good. Now, there could be a fake out. It could go down. Okay. My stops are set at 3.8 now. So I'm hoping it doesn't tap 3.8. Maybe I'm a little too aggressive on this, but I don't want to see it go too much farther down 4. I might even back off a little bit, you know, because I don't want to get put out of this position. I might even put my stop back down to like 3.7. Some of you that don't want to get stopped out, maybe put down the stop a little bit lower. But I would tell you what, sometimes I see these things, they're tapping, and they just pop up. So like, that is very healthy that we're seeing this tapping the top of this triangle. People, here's the thing. There are a lot of sell orders set. Like I said this on the other video. On AMP, there are tons of sell orders at the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so you see that depth chart, and you see, you know, for experienced traders that see that. So what does that mean, the depth chart? Okay, so you can see the amount of buy orders versus the amount of sell orders. And when you're looking at AMP, there's not as many buy orders as there are sell orders. The sell orders are just outnumbering buy orders by a shit ton. But don't forget, those sell orders can completely get wiped out. People could cancel those sell orders on any touch of news from AMP. And that is what Ampians are waiting for. Ampians need some type of news, that some type of, you know, like, this is what they're doing now, you know, like we're seeing the Flexa network. We're seeing great news from Flexa. People are not yet attaching AMP to Flexa like they should. How important AMP is to the Flexa network as a collateral token. It is important for the Flexa network. I've explained this plenty on prior videos, so I will not get too much into it. But on the technical side, so frustrating while we see other people just, you know, and it's like a Cardano situation. It's very much like a Cardano situation. You're just seeing this kind of flat line. Don't sell yet. Don't give up. Just be patient, especially with this pattern. This is actually a better pattern for me and a better setup than Cardano, because we're touching the top of this descending triangle, and you can see it pop up to 6 again. And if it gets past 6, I think sentiment will start to change, and people will go, wait a second, we're at a 6 cent area. Maybe we can see this pump up even farther, and maybe some of those sell orders will go away. So that is the one thing about AMP that is, to me, like, this is a better chart than ADA, than Cardano right now. And finally, IoT, Internet of Things. Now, for people that aren't aware of what Internet of Things are, it's basically, okay, I want to take my time to explain this, and I don't want to get too in depth, but I am looking at IOTX, just opened a small position in IOTX, and I love what is happening in the AI space, in the autonomous vehicle space, and robots. And these IoT generally has to do with devices that are like sensors, or the tech that is involved with sensors and relaying that information back to the internet or blockchain. So for instance, you know, on cars, you put these sensors on cars for autonomous driving. You're putting these sensors on different types of robots that work in factories, and I think this is a big space. I think this is going to be a huge space, and this is for the very, 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 very long term, and it is highly speculative. Okay, it is currently ranked 131. I generally don't even look at coins that are over the top 100. The market cap on this guy, a couple hundred million. I think it was like 500 or 600 million last time I looked. But what I like to see is this big volume bar here. This big volume bar on October 6th, very nice. And you're seeing other volume bars from earlier in August, pretty good size volume bar. In September, pretty good size volume bar. I feel like people are coming in buying this. I like this area, the 5 to 6 cent range right now. I feel like I'm getting in way too early though. I feel like on this, I'm like 10 years way too early, and it is highly speculative. So I just put a little touch in here, and this is a thing that I think, you know, 10 years later, you just open my eyes and it's either make or break. Like, so this isn't, you know, this isn't anything I think on this bull cycle that is going to do much. But I love what IOTX is putting out there. And apparently they just put smart contracts out with their blockchain that's tying into Ethereum. I think that's a smart move. And so there we go, guys. There's our morning roundup. Where's Solana at? Come on, Solana. Come on, Solana. Go, Solana. 212. Woo! Man, will Solana break all-time highs before Ethereum? What? What is going on here? Craziness. Thank you for watching DG Trades, guys. I know there's not a ton of you here, but I appreciate. I see a new person that Anarchy had brought in. Thank you so much, Anarchy, for your help. Maybe Anarchy can spice things up with some intros or do something to add a little flash like he does on my channel, DG360. Love you, Anarchy. Thanks for bringing people here, and welcome to the new person that Anarchy brought in. Awesome to see you as well, dude. And hopefully just let's keep our eyes on the ball here. Let's take a breath. 213. Let's take a breath right now. Let's just take a breath right now collectively and look at the long term. On dips, I am personally going to buy. And I set points here. You guys go back at the technical analysis, look at areas that I'm buying certain coins at. Cardano under 2. Solana 180 to 170. I'm going to set an order at 180 and probably one around 171, 172. So for Solana, that probably 198 to 190 area on Cardano. On Luna, I'd like to see a dip back under 40. I would buy under 40. Personally, I think Luna is undervalued at the 30 and 40 range. How about that? So $30 to $40 Luna, I feel, is completely undervalued. So for people that are new, you can buy wrapped Luna, W Luna, if you can't find it on other exchanges and you're just trading off of Coinbase, and you're kind of newbie trading, you can do that. You can buy the wrapped Luna, which is pegged to the price of Luna, because I know that Luna isn't on Coinbase. God knows why, but they brought in wrapped Luna, so you can do that. And then AMP, speculative, you know, but I'm thinking a double personally. And then IOTX. So listen, guys, I hope I explained each of these coins. These are coins that I'm looking at, coins that I'm interested, coins that I have positions in. You know, trade responsibly, set your stops. This is how we trade here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next vid. What's Solana at? I'm looking too much. 213, 213.77. All right, guys. See you on the next vid.